Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Game, and it's Sunday on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Promises to Keep, Theo's Path. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! I can tell he's on the verge of saying something big. I take a hesitant sip. The rich black brew burns my mouth. Excuse me. I forgot how packed that room was. We never realize how much stuff you have until you're forced to move all of it. I nod again, watching him lightly over the rim of my mug. Some of those things haven't been moved since a very long time ago. Now's the moment. Like that photograph, I keep my voice light, calm, steady, in complete opposition to my roiling insides. Yes. I let his answer hang in the air, hoping he'll snatch it back up and continue the thought. Leo, do you and your parents get along? Yeah. Yeah, we usually do. We fight sometimes, but so does everyone else. Oh, I see. Theo's smile is heartbreaking. I'm happy for you. Truly, I am. The air between us hangs heavy. I can see the words waiting right behind his stoic mouth, but just stay silent and still for a few more moments. I'm sure you could tell from the photo. His mouth creaks open like the door to a crypt, and ancient pains pour out like shambling skeletons. But we were not the happiest nuclear family. My father was difficult. He raised me with a Bible in one hand and a bottle in the other. Theo's paws twitch and he takes a long pull of his steaming hot coffee. For a moment he is silent, as if letting the beverage burn through him. Do you know the story of Abraham and Isaac? Wordlessly I shake my head. I don't want to interrupt him, even slightly. It was a test of obedience. God tells Abraham to kill his son Isaac. Abraham dutifully follows his instructions and prepares to ritually sacrifice his child. But God stops him at the last minute, and Isaac survives. Theo throws back his head and drains the rest of his coffee like a shot. He stares flatly at the wall, hard, ugly resentment in his eyes. When I was about 11 or 12, I realized I was bi. Theo snorts and looks spitefully into his now empty mug. I realized the other boys didn't moon after old movie actors the way I did. I realized the other boys didn't feel so violently uncomfortable in the locker room. Not long after that, I realized I was probably going to hell. By the time I entered middle school, I was convinced to be spending eternity in the pit. It made it difficult to care about anything, really. With that revelation crouched on my shoulders. Every positive interaction, every beautiful day was overshadowed by the indelible fact that I was damned. Rotting. Stamped at birth as defective. And I got to thinking. He looks through me, past my eyes to somewhere else. What would my father do if God told him to kill me? That tugging feeling returns with a vengeance, strangling my breath and making my eyes water. I don't know what I want to do. I want to cry. I want to hold Theo's head in my hands and tell him it'll be alright. I want to find Theo's dipshit dad and kick his teeth in. But I do none of those things. I sit, and I wait, until he finally draws a steady breath and continues. My mother worked, mostly. His tone is different now, less sharp, but just as bitter. She worked full-time, 8 to 5, then came home and made dinner and did housework. We didn't have a lot of money, so she often picked up odd jobs in the evening, too. Repairs and alterations for neighbors, things like that. I still remember the sound of her sewing machine, whirring late into the night. But I thought Theo's parents were wealthy. That's the impression that I got. Huh. She was tired. I think back to her bland, blank face in the family photo. No, not blank. Exhausted. Too drained to even smile. She must have known where all her hard-earned money went. Into empty broken bottles thrown carelessly into the sink. For her to clean. His eyes flicked to the discarded broom and dustpan, still full of shattered window fragments. She was tired. Theo repeats himself, fingers clenching and relaxing around his mug. That's what I tell myself. And I have to tell myself something. He pours himself another cup of coffee, sloshing it over the sides of the mug and onto the table. We don't speak these days. My choice. I'm honestly just waiting for the call from the estate lawyer, though I don't know what I'll do when I get it. He falls silent then, perhaps reliving some painful memory, perhaps just sitting in his emotions and feeling time pass. All of a sudden, morning's first light begins to creep into the kitchen, gently caressing Theo's silver fur. And just like that, the threads of dawn dispel the gloom. like magic. Sunrise already, huh? I guess I really talked your ear off. Sorry about that. No, don't be sorry. I'm glad you told me. This may sound like an odd thing to say, but thank you for not apologizing. For not saying I'm so sorry, Theo, or something like that. I know people mean well when they do that, but I never want to hear it. I never want their pity, which is probably one of the reasons why I never tell anyone. Thank you, Leo, for just listening. At that moment, we hear the sound of the basement door opening. Artemis steps through and blinks in surprise, still settling his beanie on his feathered head. Oh, morning, you two. You're up early. Yes, unfortunately we are. Theo chuckles, a genuine smile caressing his worn face. I'm afraid there was some unexpected excitement in the early hours. Artemis raises an eyebrow. Oh, excuse me. A huge branch fell and broke one of the windows in the den. Oh, shit. Why didn't you wake us up? We would have helped clean. So, water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's jump back into it, shall we? Okay. Somehow I knew you'd say that. We dealt with most of the mess and taped it up tight. It'll be fine for now. I don't have any plywood on hand, so it'll have to do until the storm blows over. I have some, Artemis chirps, leaning back against the wall. My landlord left a ton of extra building supplies in the basement of my building. I'm sure he won't notice if a few boards go missing. This time it's Theo's turn to raise an eyebrow. Stealing from your landlord, huh? He grins wickedly. Good for you. I'll take you up on that offer. Want to go right now? I'm awake and ready. Sure, I'll just need to get dressed first. 1 minute, please. The fox disappears out the kitchen door, his fluffy tail loping jauntily behind him. Artemis waits until Theo's paw steps recede, then immediately turns to me, the usual smirk blossoming on his face. So, you and the old man, huh? My heart does a little jig in my chest. Huh? Come on, I'm not blind. He leans on one of the chairs, grinning broadly. I saw you two making eyes at each other all last night. And now, despite the broken window, he's calm and happy. You've seen the way he treats this place. By rights, he should be freaking out about this. I try to answer, but my tongue feels glued to the roof of my mouth, and my face feels like it's 1,000,000 degrees. Relax, I'm just teasing. The bird cocks his head slightly. But I am right, aren't I? I guess. Nice. You two make a good pair. Make sure to invite me to the wedding, okay? I take an embarrassed, playful swipe at him just as Theo re-enters, once again swallowed in his usual green sweater. Alrighty, you ready to head out, Artemis? Of course. The bird gracefully rises from his chair and gives me a winning smile. Give us a call if you need us. I at least will bring my phone. Theo rolls his eyes and they both head out the kitchen door, leaving me alone with my thoughts and my still burning face. Was I really that obvious? As I head out into the living room, I spot Ollie perched on one of the steps, right in the middle of the Titanic yawn. Hey, Leo. What's with all the excitement? I just saw Theo and Artemis head out. The dino sleepily rubs his eyes. Looks like he just woke up. Morning, Ollie. Did nobody tell you yet? Tell me what exactly? I tell him the story of the incident. His soft blue eyes progressively widen in shock. Oh my god! Are you okay? I blink at him, surprised by the extent of his worry. Yeah, I'm fine. Not a scratch, as you can see. He begins fiddling anxiously with his claws, looking me over. Okay, good. Good to hear. Still, that's really scary. For it to land so close to where you were sleeping? A shiver rattles up my spine, and I picture once more the twisting figures of the shattered branch, reaching up towards me in the darkness. Yeah, it wasn't exactly fun. Huge understatement there. But I'm alright, really. Safe, sound, and a good company. And that's something to be grateful for. He takes a preparatory breath, as if to say something, and seems to decide against it. And seems to decide against deciding against it. I'm sorry. I cocked my head at him, now a little confused. What are you sorry for? I'm sorry that this happened to you. Even after you got snowed out of your house and had to sleep on an air mattress downstairs. Even then, the winter couldn't leave you alone. I'm just sorry you've had to put up with all this. The dino tugs at the sleeves of his hoodie, his eyes downcast. Well, thank you, Ollie. That's very sweet of you. But, you've had to put up with all this too. You also got forced out of your apartment, so there's really no need for you to apologize to me. Well, yeah, but still. I at least got an actual bedroom, which doesn't seem fair. I laughed in exasperation and crossed my arms. Theo promised it to you first, before I got here. First come, first serve. I'm not mad about it. Besides, the whole thing is that the branch was going to happen anyway, so no matter which one of us was sleeping in the den. Ollie pokes his claws together, chewing thoughtfully on his lip. I guess, but I still feel bad. Well, stop that. There's no reason for it. Okay. The very least I can help with cleaning up. Ollie stands up from the step and does a little stretch, claws reaching way above his crested head. What needs doing? My gaze immediately lands on the couches, still packed to the cushions with books, boxes, plants, and pictures from the den. Theo and I cleaned up the glass and taped up the windows, so we should be good to move all this stuff back into the den now. Okay, and we can make a list of all the things that are damaged or broken. Sounds good. The two of us take to the job with enthusiasm, and begin sorting the miscellaneous mounds into neat piles. I'd say most of these books are untouched. Just a little bit of water damage from the snow. Not all of them, though. I hold up one unfortunate novel, cover ripped from front to back by a flying shard of glass. Ollie sighs and then adds it to the damaged list. Most of the plants also survived the assault. Aside from the odd splinter or shard buried in the soil, they look as cheerful as ever. I love that Theo is a plant dad. I think it suits him. Sure does. After a prolonged period of silence, Ollie hefts a small book of knickknacks and stares curiously at its contents, clearly working on some profound thought. Do you have a lot of things in your apartment, Leo? Or do you keep it pretty empty? I'm actually gonna pause it right there, y'all. Alright. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. I love you all, and I shall see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!